Good morning. Welcome to Twinmill Part 2. Part 1, some of you guys saw it. It was only up for 2 days. It was getting a lot of views. We had to pull down for unforeseen reasons. Nevertheless, every year we film the cars we're bringing to Barrett Jackson. This is our big car we're bringing to Barrett Jackson. We've partnered with Gas Monkey Garage and Richard Rawlings on this car. Since we bought it up in Connecticut, it's been down at Gas Monkey Garage on display and getting worked on. Mike Coy worked his magic on the paint, buffed it, polished it, waxed it, touched it up, which was a fairly difficult color to match, but we got the color matches. He's got the ruby red clear in it. Looks fantastic. Put new Hoosier tires on it because it's always been used as a show car. The tires are old. Changed all the fluids, tuned the motors, and we've learned some new things about the car that we didn't tell you in the past. So Twinmill Part 2, you're going to see Part 1 and 2 combined at the same time. Grab your cup of joe and let's go to Gas Monkey. Here we are at the world famous Gas Monkey Garage in Dallas, Texas. What up, Sean P?
What's up, DC?
How are you?
Looking the dream, man.
That was Cabo.
Cabo was awesome.
Look how tan he is.
Look at the tan. I grew some grays though, but
You didn't miss anything here. The weather's been terrible.
I saw on my cameras that there was all that snow. How
Cold,
bad were the
ice,
roads?
snow.
Ugh.
Are you ready to head to Barrett?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I can't believe it's here already.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good. How's it running?
It looks good. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go see it.
Wow. There she is.
That looks great. Let's go grab R. And then we'll check it out.
Okay.
Morning, R.
What's happening, man?
What you drinking for breakfast?
Having a nice fine ale.
Ginger ale. You know how to make ginger ale if you don't actually have it?
I guess you get some ginger and some carbonated water.
Mix Coke and Sprite.
What's the ratio?
Or Dr. Pepper 7-Up. 50-50.
Yeah, but
Nah, I think it'd have to be more 2/3 of the clear and 1/3 of the darker one so that you get that golden ale color.
Maybe so.
You added caffeine to it though. What's the problem? Ginger ale doesn't have
if you get to
caffeine.
a bar, they don't have ginger ale. You want something that's kind of like ginger ale. There you go.
I'll take that one.
Sort of like ginger ale. I want to check something on one of these motors I heard a rumor on.
It's a special motor that shouldn't be used. It was in Thomas Weeks' dad's first car, the year that they first sold the actual small block Chevy.
Yeah, in 1955.
Yeah, it was in the prototype that Thomas Weeks' dad worked on at the General Motors plant, then went on to buy with his pension.
Why are you laughing, John?
No, so rumor is one of these motors is actually the numbers matching motor to the car. So one of these motors is supposed to match that VIN,
Okay.
which I think is cool. I don't know that it makes a difference.
You worry about all that kind of stuff. I usually don't give a shit.
This is true.
Oh, 6440 is what I'm reading.
Okay, I can't read at the top. I can read a suffix code there, but I don't see a VIN.
You know what you ought to do?
What's
You ought to have a class on how to decode and denumber and all that stuff.
People don't pay attention to that anymore. They don't care.
Are you kidding me? That's the only reason they watch Dennis's show. He is the Google of car decodation.
He definitely is.
If I had that much
Is that a
knowledge, my head
t-shirt?
would explode.
Is that a t-shirt? Is that even a word?
Yeah, you know they got all them shows that says I Googled it. I'm going to get one that says I Dennised it.
I DC'd it?
I DC'd it.
So they've got, both have the exact builder's marks on there, and the reason why is, and we didn't hit on this in the earlier video, I don't know why, but these motors were both done by Big Al's Toy Box.
I've heard of it, but I don't
They
remember
really
why.
famous guy, built a lot of drag racers motors and things like that, but the reason why these were set up there is he wanted these motors as close to possible to the exact same horsepower of the dyno.
Okay.
So vibration of the car for many, many, many reasons. Anyways, these motors are almost exactly the same horsepower on the dyno. So they've got the build marks on them. I didn't clean the top. I'm curious to see if the VIN number's on one of them. But he's got matching builder's marks on them, and they're around 500 horsepower a piece, which is pretty tame.
Well, we ended up doing touched up the paint all the way around best we could, and we were able to match it exact, so we got it pretty good. The biggest problems were the rear end was basically coming apart, so we rebuilt both side rear ends, rebuilt all the structure to hold it, got rid of all the air ride, put in coilovers adjustable, all new hubs on both sides, all new brakes on both sides, and adjusted everything out. Now we got a car that runs and drives like shit.
Right. Well, I mean, this car was built a long time ago as a show car. It did run and drive because we drove it.
It almost killed us.
Yeah, but look how it sits now. It sits straight. Y'all did a lot of suspension geometry that's better than it was before. But he used a lot of old school technology. That's back when the air ride was just coming out.
Oh yeah.
So, but I agree with having it like this. At least it sits straight. It's sure gonna be a lot easier getting it out of the trailer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot easier to load for sure.
No, it's great. You can drive it if you're just moving it around for show. You drive it with one motor. If you want to take it out, put on both motors and go for it.
It's so much better with both motors. So I know that Mike called Tommy, and Tommy still had the paint code, which is really cool. So this is kind of a chrome illusion type purple, but what gives us all this sparkly effect, which is great in the sun, it's kind of hard in here, is the clear. It's called ruby red slippers. So it's a clear with ruby red Metaflake in it. It's pretty kind of hard to see in here.
Oh, once you hit that, sun hits it.
Well, I will guarantee you that this Twinmill is in much better condition than the Twinmill I had as a kid once I jumped it off the house and ran it over with my Evel Knievel motorcycle a few times.
Well, the other Twinmill is on my Hot Wheels, and I highly doubt that car will ever be sold.
No, because it's technically, I don't know, it's debatable, but this one's more correct because it was built with Guilford.
Yep, Ira Guilford along with Tommy, they worked together on it. He was the one that penned it, did all the drawings, did all the blueprints, and Tommy followed all that on this car.
This car's going to rip it. I mean, I've been having some tours come through here the last few weeks, and people just like,
I was just going to ask you that.
yeah.
So they liked it?
Yeah, I see this going to a collector that likes to show off his collection, or maybe a museum that wants to draw attraction. This isn't the kind of car you buy and put up, for yourself. This is something that is fun and draws attention, and take it to the car shows, have the kids run around.
Tommy toured this car quite a bit. That's why that trailer was set up like that. Yeah. And he sold a lot of these Hot Wheels and merchandise and all that, but it was always a massive crowd pleaser. And
it's cool.
Went down to John Clay Wolf's show, and he said it was the biggest draw down there.
It's good to go now. I'm pretty proud of it.
So also the transmissions are TCIs, which we did talk about that. So they're matched too. But TCI, they run theirs on the dynos as well. So there's a lot of time and effort put into building this car. And I tried to pin Tommy down on a number of hours. He said he definitely didn't want that ever out there.
So what was it?
It is in the thousands.
Wow.
Oh, for sure.
In the thousands to build this car. So
it takes 1,000 hours to build anything. You start getting tricked like this, it takes a lot more.
Yeah.
No, you did.
Those clear coolant tubes are pretty
New
cool.
brakes on the front, all the way around too.
So basically a major head-to-toe service.
Yep.
Now it's ready to be shown and enjoyed again to the general public.
How about sold?
Sold. So
The hammer.
I usually bring between 10 and 20 cars, and you and I usually partner on 3 or 4. You usually bring about 5 or 10. This year, bringing 3 of your build trucks from last year, right?
I had to scratch one yesterday. We got a motor turbo problem with the OBS.
Okay,
so I got 4 cars going, and this one with you.
So this year you got 4 cars, two of your big build trucks, and this one we split. When you get into a big dollar car like this, it's good to kind of sleep a little bit better.
Yeah, it sure sucks when we have to try to divide the spoils.
Yeah, there's always some risk. We're hoping for some reward on this, but man, talk about a unique piece, don't I?
Well, where they got it going, I think there's going to be a lot of collectors of this stuff. They're selling that one collection of all the different cars. I forget what they call the collection, but it's like the Monkeys Mobile and the Munsters Mobile and the car from the Beverly Hillbillies and all this, and they all run at the same time on Saturday night.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
And I think we're last. There's a big collection that one guy put in there, like 10 really famous cars,
Okay.
and then this.
Well, this is about as famous as it gets. This car is almost as famous as you.
Jeez. I'm
Infamous?
I will tell you, after 20 years, I don't want fame. I'd like to have a little more money.
Okay, well maybe this will make it some. But this is what we're bringing to Barrett Jackson, so you guys be there. We're going to bring a handful of these Hot Wheels for the kids that are there that appreciate cars.
Hell yeah.
So come hit me or Richard or Sean up, and we'll hopefully have some left for the kids only. Even if you're a big Hot Wheel collector, sorry, you got to buy that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I would do if I was an adult Hot Wheel collector.
Well, let's hear it run.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Sean P's going to be driving this on stage. That's awesome.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And again, the reason they dynoed these motors to the exact same horsepower with the Big Al's toy box, these are very expensive motors, even though they're not big horsepower motors, so they can be reliable so you don't show up at the show and have stage fright. We don't want that, do we, Sean?
Let's knock on wood on that one.
Yeah, no, this is going to be fine. It's going to be an incredible car for a museum or a collection, or take around and tour.
Super cool.
Well, there you have it, Twinmill 2.
Get you some of that. See you, Barrett.
Everybody wants to see 10 pounds on a 5-pound bag. Here we go. Yay. Like a glove, bro.
So, this is where the rich people live.
God damn it, I would have slept 11 o'clock myself if I knew this was going to be this long.
All right, so I'm going to throw Richard under the bus on this one. Sean and I were on time.
Richard, how are you, man?
How you doing?
Good.
All right, so Tommy,
Is that trailer pretty
it's
cool?
been 2.5 years, right?
Yeah, it's been, was it June 22nd 2 years ago you bought that Shelby from me.
There you go.
Just a little rust in the quarters, Dennis.
I
That's
still
all
like it, though.
original. Number 0007, serial number.
What?
0007.
How much is this?
Hey, she bought it as a school teacher. It's got 13,000 original miles, has no floors.
So yabba dabba do.
It really is number 7. Wow. That's cool. Obviously, it's a T-code 6-cylinder because it does not have badges up here. How much is that?
You like that?
I love it.
I would never do anything to just put it in my office. Once that garage is finished, I'm going to put it in my
How
office.
much is that $2,500 Mustang?
You're close. Look at that Mustang. That's got a full frame underneath it. Dennis.
Hang on, even though we're here for the Twinmill, how much is that?
How much would I sell it for?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. You got to have something I can, whatchamacallit.
Well, he said 2,500.
That's
I'm
not
at
enough.
3,800.
Anyway, the story is that this $5,000 car
Ah, now we're getting the number.
It's never been on the market. And
3,800.
4.
Deal. We never show the numbers.
You didn't hear my offer. That's our
You offered 2,500. That's what happens when you offer too low. I win, right, Sean?
Shook on it.
Yeah, no, we want the entire story.
All right, so
let's, if we could,
okay,
because I think it's incredibly important. Nobody knows more about this car than you,
obviously,
or Ira. But let's start with Ira. Can we start with Ira?
Yeah. So.
And yes, he's sitting on the car.
I'm leaning.
This is the reason we can't go back to Pebble Beach anymore, because
Well, I did come out of the trunk of my own car with a beer.
When you are successful in life and you get this far,
What are you pointing at me for? He's more successful.
no, all of
than I
us.
am.
All
He's
of
the
us.
rich guy. Have you watched my show?
Yes,
He's
and
the
you
money
did
dude.
say I think I got more money than Dennis now. I remember
Oh,
one
no,
of those
no,
episodes.
no.
He said that. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I was lying.
Okay.
What he's saying is you have more fun than Dennis.
okay, known
Tommy,
Tommy
don't
for
forget.
quite a while, and if you let him roll, we'll be here for a week. So
Yeah, and we're late already.
let's talk about Ira.
We're gonna come back.
Could be Jesus.
Jesus is with us already.
Okay. So, long story short. Well, it's not too short, but Twinmill. I built this car to teach my son how to weld, and he was 9 years old. And he just turned 21 last week. He's a professional aerospace welder now, and he builds his own drift cars. Ira Guilford. I was halfway done with the car. I put it into purple, and I'm like, is this guy, still around? I didn't know who he was. So I looked him up on the interwebs and called him, sent him a message. He called me back 10 minutes ago. That's my father who designed that car. He would love to meet you. And I'm like, awesome. I didn't even know he was still alive. I didn't know anything about him. I was just doing it for my father-son project. So I called Ira, and the first thing he says to me is, how did you get a hold of my son? I said, internet, he called me, he's seen that I'm building your car. He goes, you got it spot on. And he goes, he's seen the car, he loved the car. I said, Ira, I'd love to have you sign the car. He goes, well, Tom, if you're ever in California, I'll take you out to lunch to In-N-Out Burger's place. And I said to him, hey, if you offer me that, I'll fly out from Connecticut next week because I would love to film you. So he lives in Oxnard, California, right on the water. Great guy. I got within 10 feet from him. And he goes, you're a Yankee fan? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, I am too, great. I'm like, so we got along. He's the nicest guy you ever met. And I said, I want you to pick the color. So you have a choice. Purple, purple, or purple. He goes, that's my favorite color. So it was already painted.
But correct me if I'm wrong, Ira was the guy that actually put the pen to the paper and designed this on paper.
That's right. In that house over there, I have the original drawing that he signed over to me. He actually signed the design over to me because he never gave this to Hot Wheels to design itself. I've got that. I've got him. I'll share some of the video that we did in Oxnard.
So,
But he was the first Hot Wheel guy. Larry Wood called him. He was working for GM. And Larry said, hey, there's an opening for this new toy company, Hot Wheels, out in California. So for 3 years, he was like the only person. And he did
how many cars, how many drawings or cars did Ira actually?
Five. He did.
Okay.
He did.
How many have you done?
Two.
Which is huge, in my opinion.
I've
so
done
all
3.
great cars. This is one thing I've never done at College Motors. However, you picked this up, and correct me if I'm wrong. Richard and I met Chip Foose a long time ago at SEMA.
I've known Chip for
Just
a long
unbelievable.
time.
And he told Richard this. He goes, in your vision of what you want to do, and Richard told him what he wanted to do, he goes, you need to put your concepts on paper.
Yes.
And we went through the shop yesterday, and the newest truck that you're building is on paper.
Oh, nice.
So, which
Insane.
You want me to oversee it?
This
You really
car
want it to come
from
out?
paper to actual being built is amazing.
Hot Wheels get designed and they get made into a Hot Wheel, and then somebody builds it into a car like this. I was challenged to build a car that was capable of being squished down to 1/64 and being a Hot Wheel.
But that also drives. Here's the other thing, correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy. Most Hot Wheels are static display cars. A lot of them do run enough to get in and out of a show. This car actually, you can drive on the street.
Can we drive it now?
Yes.
We're going to drive it from here to the trailer.
Oh, I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna drive until I get arrested.
But Guilford worked at Hot Wheels for like what?
3 years.
30 years?
No, 3 years.
Okay.
And in 1970, he had Boyd Coddington wanting to build this car. Boyd started it, and then they padlocked his shop. And it got parked behind Hot Wheels for 3 years and never got finished. Chip Foose finished it.
Was part of your vision on this car a cheetah? Like if you look
I know what a cheetah looks like. You know something? This is what Ira said to me, which is super important for you guys to remember. He was at the ocean in California, and he designed this car, and he started from the ass end because he thought it looked like a wave.
Okay.
That's why, and the cheetah was, similar.
How many hours from pen to paper, how many thousands of hours did it take to make this car?
Let's see, I started in 2011, before my father passed away, and I was building it, and then my brother, 60 days later, passed away from cancer. So I built this as a Make-A-Wish car. This is going to take, that's not for sale. This took 4,000 hours.
This takes me right back to my childhood.
OCD.
How many hours?
ADD.
About 4 years, 4,000 hours, on and off. And the funny thing that would get me going is, this car being built, I opened up the door,
You and Sean, I mean,
and I would walk in, Dennis, and say,
Sean does some crazy stuff, and I do too. And it doesn't always pan out as far as time.
No, it doesn't.
I would believe 4,000 hours. To get our schedules together, Sean, who's crazy busy, so is Richard, but the busiest one of the entire group here is Zach.
yeah, because he's got to put up with all your shit, right?
No, new
No,
baby.
he's got a new baby.
Who's the kid?
I still don't have a freaking beer.
Anyways, let's open this up and hear it run.
I think we're going to be
This
going right
is
now.
not incredibly cool.
Well, come here for a
No,
second.
I want to open
here.
this up.
Hey, listen, I didn't
We're
think we
here for
needed a beer
that,
'cause
but
we're
I
going to
can't
the
wrangle
bar.
everybody together.
Richard, you got to sign. Hey, yeah.
An all-steel Corvette. Way to go, Tommy.
It's not a Corvette.
It is a Corvette.
Well, Ira Guilford designed it, and he calls it a Twinmill.
What does the title say?
Corvette.
Okay, so it's Corvette.
Hey, you're right.
Sorry, buddy.
It's a Corvette.
We started with a Corvette.
I'm sorry, buddy.
So, and Sean P has picked almost everyone up this year. This is Corvette number 29 for the year.
Corvette, almost spring now.
Corvette summer,
Fall.
which is over with, but whatever. This is almost as obnoxious as Richard.
No, it's up there.
This is awesome. Center seat, just like your Testa are.
Yeah, the Testarossa.
What I like is it's super vintage-ish.
It has so much room.
So,
This piece comes out all the time. You want to probably take your,
so these throttles are like a boat.
yes.
Okay.
And you got to be very, so you have a key fob, plus you have 2 switches, redundancy.
Do I have to take my shoes off to do this?
No, because all you have is a brake.
Okay.
Are these
Are
the
hand
Yeah.
throttles for
And
the
this is for
motor?
transmission?
Transmission. You got to pull
There's a
up,
brake.
down. We'll show you later when we drive it.
Well, we're going driving.
Right
We're
now?
in the car. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, how do we start it?
All right. So first of all,
We got pull.
you can't move it yet because I got to
15
show you how
speakers in
your system works. But you can start it for a second or two.
What are you
Turn the
talking
key on.
about?
Turn the key on.
We're going driving, dude.
Keys on.
Move your leg for a second. These are the kill switches. In
Okay.
case you get in trouble.
Yeah, we're in trouble, dude.
Do the other one on the other side. Press the button.
This button?
Yeah.
Let's start.
We just got to go through a couple things before you think about driving this car.
Like what?
Use your thumb. You got to turn this on, eh? When the blue light's on. Ignition, bro.
Okay. is awesome.
Is it? So
I bet your neighbors love you.
We needed more air in the suspension so it doesn't bounce. I didn't show you how to pump it up, and you don't have the fans on either.
Oh, you gonna show me how to pump it up now? So how much money is this $2,500 car?
So can we knock off 100,000 because it's leaking?
I'll keep it.
Okay.
I just overfilled the oil in those dipsticks. See these things right here? These are the ones that are gonna be changed. These high performance ones. They just don't make a good seal.
So you can't see through this.
That comes out, guys. I was gonna tell you that too, Dennis. This comes out, so it's a cabriolet. Dennis,
No, cabriolet has no top.
This
No
comes out.
windshield means.
See this? This whole thing comes out.
Oh,
It's a cab.
gotcha.
She's a cab.
That's crazy.
So it'd be fun to drive on a track with the windshield, the whole top out, Dennis. There's 2 bolts right here, and that comes out.
We're buying it, right?
If we make a deal, I'm down.
I'm going to do Richard's least favorite thing when we used to do this on Fast and Loud.
Okay.
You got a deal. We're going to pay you what you're asking.
Thank you so much.
I think it's worth it.
I can't believe we got it for fucking 20 grand.
Yeah, tell my wife that. 20 grand, hon.
It was a freaking lot more
There
than
you
that,
go.
Dennis. And
Come
you
on.
just shook his hand.
20 grand's good.
That had like 2 commas in it.
That's what we had to bring 2 bags.
God dang it, dude.
No, this is lots
Look,
of
we all have Shelbys. We all have cool cars, right? No one has this in their collection. And that's exactly what Wayne said to me. He goes, you can get whatever someone's going to pay for it. I got 2 people calling. Did they buy it? Did they buy it? I said, yeah. They
Will
sold
they
it.
buy
It's
it
gone.
down? Do you have their number?
I got the number. I'm building the next one.
No, you don't need to build another one. Let's sell this one to one of them and make some money. We don't even have to take it.
I think if you went to a collector, all you have to do is say, you don't have one of these in your collection.
That's crazy.
You don't.
Cool. No, it's super cool, man.
Daryl Dunlap. So thanks so much.
Daryl's done that.
Yes, sir.
We got Zach on the camera.
Hey, Zach, how are you?
How old is this place? It looks new.
It is. So we've been open now for 1 year. We just had our 1 year anniversary back a couple weeks ago.
Hey, cut for a second. Get this. Like he owns the place.
Put it on the front side there.
Oh, he's got more than one.
There you go.
Well, you got to have him sign it. So you guys are from Texas?
So the one thing that Zach and I'm throwing Zach under the bus, and myself, that we're supposed to do when we travel, which our boss is my daughter.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
For both of us. We're supposed to bring Coffee Walk stickers to every establishment we go to.
Right. And what happened?
Richard's got like 200 and we have 0.
Uh-oh.
So sorry about that.
You're in trouble.
But what is the darkest beer you have?
So the darkest beer we have our stout, which is it's a 12%, so it's a heavy hitter. But it's very good. People love that beer.
Give him a chair.
Typically, we will have anywhere between.
Can I try that?
You can.
Okay. You might cringe when I tell you this because I know you guys, you're passionate about this. It takes a ton of time to do this. You know, if you put a little bit of Coca-Cola on top of a really dark beer, you could drink it faster.
Really?
It takes the bitter out of it.
Really?
You ever tried that?
I have not tried
Would
that.
you cringe if I did that?
No, I'm fine with it. But I think the other thing you should do, since you're a coffee guy, we did do a collaboration with a local coffee company, and we made a cream ale that we actually infused coffee in as well.
Oh, I am so in.
So we'll give you a little sample of that as well.
Let me do your darkest stout and your cream ale.
Okay.
Let's start with that.
All right, sounds good. No, it's not offensive.
Okay, so this is the stout.
Correct.
That is dark.
It is dark.
So my favorite production beer, which I know you cringe at hear production,
No, it's totally fine.
Is-
I mean,
is-
we are production too, just on a much smaller
is
scale.
Guinness.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a great beer actually.
Wow. That does not need Coca-Cola.
Thank you.
Wow. That's better than Guinness. We've almost had 400 episodes. If I don't like something, we don't show it, right, Zach? No, it's true.
Right.
Yeah, my mom taught, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all.
Right.
This is outstanding.
Appreciate that. So, can I get?
I want to try the cream ale.
This is the cream ale here.
Oh, Zach, you're
can I
gonna
get
flip.
the
You're gonna
American
flip
Light
on this
Lager? And I want to do that in the sexy glass.
I've never had a coffee beer.
Try that one. You can.
That's what this is?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's yours.
Okay. I was expecting a different color, but... Wow. Wow, what a cool idea.
Simple, easy drinking. This one right here you gotta be careful with. We typically only serve 2 of these to one individual because of the ABV on that beer. But most of our beers range, anywhere between 5% up to like maybe 7.2.
So this is a 12?
That's a 12% right now.
It's like a Mambo Taxi of a beer.
It sure is.
You gotta try that.
Richard, this one's for you. All right. This is our American Light Lager.
This is
12%.
It's an American Light Lager, he said. It's the closest thing to garage beer they have here because they're a brewery. But maybe I can talk y'all into carrying garage beer because we're the fastest growing beer.
I can tell you that this is very close to your garage beer. I want to get your opinion on that.
So you know how opposites attract? He's king of light beer. I got the heaviest beer in the world.
Yeah, it's good. There you go.
Quarter, right?
Cheers.
That's a really good beer.
Cheers, brother.
What's this one called?
My sister's actually.
What was this one called? Down the Hatch.
It's the darkest beer they have. So Sean, that is a coffee infused beer.
You can taste the coffee.
Is that cool?
Tastes like
And
coffee.
This is good. I can see how this could be an issue.
when we go to have a nice restaurant,
Yeah, it's
when
strong.
we go to a nice restaurant, Zach likes craft beer. I
Sometimes.
normally really like beer, but I like dark beer. Is that good?
Yeah, it is really good.
That doesn't need Dr. Pepper.
No, it's like smooth.
Actually, for the first time, it does
Kind of creamy.
You're right.
It is good.
It does need Dr. Pepper on Coke. And Sean, can you smell the coffee in that?
Yeah. That was the first thing I smelled.
I think it's crazy good.
Wow.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
The beer was amazing. Wow.
You know what you're doing, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much. We
I
appreciate you guys.
bow down. I bow down.
So we're gonna need to do a car show at some point here.
I would agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? We'll do a car show, raise some money for charity.
Let's go home.
All right.
As always, please
Like, tag,
Share and follow.
and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next week.